Hello everybody, thank you for joining us. Today we're going to draw Selma Bouvier from the Simpsons series of characters. So we are doing a head and shoulders shot. So shoulder set, and we'll place the head right here. So while we're sketching the elements out, we will also briefly speak about the character's introduction, the character's history. So that the eyes will go there, and that is pretty much the framework. So what we'll do is start with the head in this case, because Selma and Patty, they're shown to be identical twins on the show, but their sister Marge, much to their continued dismay, is married to Homer Simpson. So Marge also sports the same kind of hair almost, which is fluffy and curly, but Marge's is kept in a different way, and it's really long, so it twists in the car when she sits. But Selma and Patty's is more grounded. There is the famous Simpsons upper lip, and what we'll do is we'll just bring the lower lip a little up instead of having it right there, and we will end in a necklace that she often wears in the show. So they're known for their very laid back but also confrontational characteristics. Both these sisters, of course, they resent Homer, and there have been many funny inter-family altercations between these three. There are some very key episodes in which the sisters appeared, and they voiced by the brilliant Julie Kavner, who actually goes far back in the early 80s in her voiceover duties, and it reflects of how brilliant the entire Simpsons cast is, because they even Miss Julie Kavner won literally various Emmys for her voiceover duties, just like some of the other members of the Simpsons cast. And when Matt Groening saw her produce that gravelly voice, and yet with a distinction, so it's not exactly Marge's gravelly voice, it has its own distinctive touch, and Matt Groening, who actually created the character, was very happy. And they have since been, of course, since 1980, I think they were introduced in either 1990 or 89 for the first time, and they have since been mainstays on the Simpsons. So that is pretty much Selma right there. Patty looks like her, but she just has a different head of hair, and that's how we can tell them apart. So we're just going to do some quick fills here, and see if we can just speak about Selma here a little more. So Selma was quite instrumental in tormenting Homer when, for instance, one key episode, and it's very reflective of cultural nuances that we see in daily life. that Homer was down on his luck and he had to fall back to getting some financial help from the sisters, who are generally shown to be in a comfortable zone with regards to finances. So Homer Simpson tried to, well, he borrowed money from them without disclosing that key detail to Marge, his wife, and it was supposed to be a secret until he would be able to repay them, but they just could not resist the temptation to, well, Homer couldn't resist the temptation to avoid them for too long, because they took that as a cue to barge in on his space. And then Homer, of course, lashed back and the contract was laid open. It was very hilarious in some of the key things that they showed in it, particularly a scene in which Homer tries to toss both the sisters out of the house, and in one quick, geniusly portrayed instant tosses Marge by mistake. So he tosses either Patty or Selma, I forgot who went first, literally physically tosses them out of the house, and then he mistakenly tosses Marge, and then he runs right back outside, apologizes to Marge, carries her back in, and then he completes his chore, the essential action of retaliating against both sisters by tossing the other sister out. I do not know which went first and which went second, it doesn't matter, but really a hilarious reminder of some of the cultural clashes and real life scenarios that we see today. So The Simpsons, not just a show that is entertaining, but also that episode actually was very, very well thought out. So we're just putting in some extra tones here just to make this a little more pleasant. And of course the Simpsons characters, they do not necessarily have any tones except for the one-dimensional colors that portray them. But when we are doing some pencils, we can add some extra tones here and just make that a little more, just make the image pop out that much more and give it a little different perspective. So there we have it, Selma Bouvere from Simpsons. We have other Simpsons videos, and literally we have close to 1,000 videos on different subjects. Please do take the time to check them out, and we put our content every day pretty much, so please subscribe, keep in touch, and have yourself a wonderful day.